Mukimo is a classic food here in Kenya and it's widely enjoyed throughout the country. It's made by mashing together some potatoes, boiled maize, pumpkin leaves, and some onions. And the outcome is some incredibly delicious mashed potatoes. So that is what we are going to be doing today. So stick around until the end of the video. You'll start off by peeling your potatoes. Next, you're going to chop up the potatoes into medium sizes. And also you're going to clean your pumpkin leaves. And this is how pumpkin leaves look like. So mine are clean and ready for cooking. So you'll place a huge pot. Because this is for my family's dinner, I'm going to be making in a huge pot. Transfer your potatoes into your pot. Add in water enough to boil your potatoes. Next, you're going to add in some salt because you need to season the potatoes. So I'm going to add a very generous amount to my pot because I'm making lots of mukimo. Boiling the potatoes in cold water is going to evenly cook the potatoes. So as the potatoes are cooking, I'm going to be chopping up my clean pumpkin leaves. And for those who usually ask if you can't get any pumpkin leaves, you can use spinach. It's still going to work, but you'll need lots of spinach so that the mukimo can be green. So I would highly recommend you trying out using pumpkin leaves. So I'm going to pick my pumpkin leaves and cut in half because I'm going to be blending my pumpkin leaves into a puree. So I'm simply going to cut in the middle and transfer to my pot. Once done placing the pumpkin leaves in the pot, you're going to add in 2 cups of water, and over high flame, you're going to boil the pumpkin leaves for around 3 to 4 minutes. When the water comes to a boil, you're going to use your spatula and press down so that all the leaves can be fully submerged in the water so that they can fully boil. Once you notice that the water has come to a boil, when boiling your potatoes, you're going to add in your parboiled maize so that it can warm up. So mine are ready. I'm going to transfer to my boiling water. After 3 minutes, my pumpkin leaves are well cooked. So I'm going to drain off the water. So I'm going to place aside. Place a small pot over medium-low flame. Add in around 3 tablespoons of cooking oil. Add in 2 large onions. Stir in the onions into the cooking oil. Add in 2 beef seasoning cubes. Stir in the seasoning cubes. The cubes are going to add some nice flavor to the mukimo. I love adding some beef seasoning cubes, so don't skip on that. If you don't have the beef seasoning cubes, you can add in some salt. I'll be cooking the onions until soft. So cooking the onions together with the seasoning cubes is going to make the onions very flavorful. My potatoes also are almost cooking through, so I'm just on the right track. Everything is cooking perfectly. So to my pot, I'm also going to be adding in coriander. The coriander is going to add so much flavor to the mukimo or to the mashed potatoes, so don't skip on the coriander. I love how coriander smells when cooking. So So that is definitely going to add in some more flavor to our mukimo. As the onions are cooking, also I'm going to be placing in my pumpkin leaves in a grinder. So I'm going to transfer carefully. And when done, I'm going to cover and blend the pumpkin leaves into a puree. Make sure to secure the lid. Once I have a smooth puree, I'm going to remove the lid. And wow, just look at my puree. It's looking very vibrant. I'm going to check on my potatoes by inserting a skewer. When the skewer runs through, the potatoes are ready. So I'm going to put out the flames and drain the water. Then we're going to be mashing up our mukimo. And because I've already prepped up my pumpkin leaves, my onions, it's going to be very easy for me to mash up the mukimo. Using a potato masher, you're going to mash up your potatoes, and you can see how easily the potatoes are mashing because they are well cooked. If you don't have a potato masher, you can use a bottle. It's still going to give you some awesome mukimo. Next, I'll scoop out my very vibrant green colored pumpkin puree, transfer to my mashed potatoes and maize, and mash. Using a spatula, you're going to go to the bottom of the pot so that you can make sure all the potatoes are fully combined, so that you can have that awesome green color all over your mashed potatoes. Also, at this point, I'm going to be adding in my cooked onions, coriander, and seasoning cubes to my pot as well. Mix in the delicious onions into the mukimo. Once you're done mashing up the mukimo, I'm going to place over very low flame on my burner over here. This is to make sure that the mukimo remains warm as I finish up mashing or fully combining everything together. This is how my mukimo is looking, and everything is fully mashed through. If you notice that your mukimo is super dry, you can add in the water that you use to boil the potatoes and make the mukimo to your own preferred consistency. Mine is looking perfect, and I'm going to be serving mine with some beef stew. Also, you can serve yours maybe with some chicken or mutton stew. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll be trying out this Kenyan classic recipe that is absolutely delicious.